Hi, Dave Z from Shapiro Mac, FightCollections.com, HowardCountyDUI.com, ShapiroMac.com. I wanted to get back on this video and touch base on a video that I put on Facebook last week. I didn't put it on YouTube because of the format and because I was so upset about the situation that I could barely keep it together because I was throwing things and my paralegal was laughing at me. But the deal is this. I met with a guy last week who had a case in Prince George's County that was probably the most disturbing arrest I have heard about in many years. And we have a lot of serious cases here and a lot of unfortunate situations where people are arrested under various circumstances. But this particular case, really unbelievable. I'll tell the story again. The police are investigating a theft and they go to someone's house to talk to a suspect. And the suspect's inside sleeping, and his roommate comes out of the house. He's leaving for work. He comes out of the house, closes the door to his house, locks the door, walks across the lawn, and comes into contact with a police officer. The police officer stops him and says, "Hi, are you X? Are you, Joe, whatever this guy's name is?" And he says, "No, that's my roommate. He's inside." And the officer says, "Well, I need to speak to him in regards to, an incident." And the guy that's outside says, "Well, I don't have anything to do with that. He's inside. I have to go to work." And the officer stops him and says, No, we need to get inside to talk to your friend." And he says, believe it or not, after watching our videos, after reading my blog posts, he says to the officer, "Well, I don't have anything to do with this. I'm on my way to work. If you want to get inside my house, you're going to have to get a warrant." Believe it or not, this is what the police officer does. The police officer immediately arrests the friend who has nothing to do with this incident and charges him with obstructing a police investigation. This is where last week I started throwing things, because it's insane. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. The Constitution to the United States affords individuals all sorts of rights. One of them that is very important to me, and should be very important to everyone, is the Fourth Amendment. It protects against any unreasonable search and seizure. Probably the most protected area constitutionally would be your home. And for an officer to ask an individual who lives in a house to let them in, for them to assert their rights under the Constitution, and then to be arrested for that and charged with a crime is mind-blowing to me. This is the same thing as, you have a Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate yourself. You have a Miranda right after the case went to the Supreme Court to be advised that you have the right to counsel, you have the right to remain silent. Imagine if you got arrested and the police wanted to interrogate you. They read you your Miranda rights, which are, like you see on cops, your right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You said, "I would like to remain silent," or "I would like to call my lawyer." And then they arrest you and charge you with an additional crime. That is crazy. So, this guy's charged with a crime, a jailable charge. He would normally have to come to a firm like this, hire us. Of course he's going to get off in court. No honest prosecutor would ever look at this instance and actually go forward. But for a random citizen who's charged with a crime to get before a prosecutor, they usually have to hire a lawyer or go to the public defender or something. So, because we are extremely dedicated to our clients, at least I'm extremely dedicated to the pursuit of informing the public about their rights. We're going to take on this case. I've already made calls to the state's attorney's office. Jason Shapiro's already made calls to the state's attorney's office. I have no doubt that once a prosecutor or a lawyer listens to these facts, they'll drop this charge. But I just think it's really relevant to put it out there that there is an officer out there. Not all officers are making this mistake, but there's at least one officer out there that honestly believes it is proper to arrest an individual for asserting their rights under the United States Constitution. It's absolute lunacy. And, these are the days when I hear these things that I'm happy that we put out these videos, I'm happy that we inform the public, not because our information led to some innocent guy getting arrested, but because it is in furtherance of my true belief that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, should be projected. People should know about it. People should understand it. So, for the record, you absolutely have a right to tell an officer that they need a warrant to go in your house. If they don't need a warrant, then they won't be asking. They won't stop and say, hey buddy, I need to get in. They'll just kick your door in and go if they have a warrant or some exigency or some exception to the warrant requirement. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right not to incriminate yourself, and you should not be intimidated ever into bending and allowing an individual to take advantage of you. Alright, I know there's going to be a lot of passing around this video. If there's any additional questions, just write them in the comment section and I'll be happy to address them. Thanks a lot. Visit our website for more like this.